Hey everybody, it's Sarah, life coach for LGBTQ plus women, and I'm making this video, the second video, all about change and uncertainty and how we navigate it and how we support ourselves and others in our life that really matter to us. So that could be our families, our loved ones, our clients, our communities. Now, how do we make sure that we understand what's going on for ourselves? What's our experience of COVID-19 and the massive change and uncertainty that that's given and thrown into our lives? And how do we also at the same time support people in our life that matter to us? So in the first video, I introduced the change curve. It's a model that maps out basically the journey of change, the change process, because that's what change is. And I talked about what we experience at those different phases. So in this video, I want to talk more about the support. So what I've done is I've added, so if you haven't seen the first video, might be worth having a look at that before watching this one. I've added different types of support that we can think about and provide to, like I say, ourselves and our loved ones and our clients and communities. So you can see from this that in the first two phases, so we've got the shock and denial kind of stages of the change process. It's really important to give people clear information. So clear information in a calm way. And the facts, I think focusing on the facts is absolutely critical at this point to help people move beyond that sort of the shock of it happening, but then the denial. And I think in denial, there's often a lot of resistance. People don't want to believe that it's true. People don't want to believe that they really do need to do the things that the government is saying. Because it's a scary thought, and as you can see, the next phase is frustration and fear. We know that's coming when we start to look at the reality of the situation. And I'm sure, that resonates with a lot of people when we start thinking about other things in our lives that we don't really want to look at because they're a bit too scary. So we do spend this time in denial, resistance, not really accepting that this is actually happening. And so the best support we can give people at those two first stages is information and making sure that it's easy to digest and it's done, we give it in a calm way and an understanding way and a compassionate way. I think it's easy to get frustrated with people when they're in denial. But that's not what they need. They need our understanding and compassion and calmness if we can do that. The next phase is frustration and fear. And really here, this is a key time to offer the support with the anxiety and the stress and the fact that they're feeling all the feelings. Same really goes for turmoil and depression. This is the time when we need to be limiting our time on social media, not listening to the news too much, reducing the expectations that we have on ourselves. A lot of, really important to up the self-care in these phases and to really draw on all the tools and the techniques and the practices that I'm sure probably if you're watching this video, you have been doing up before COVID-19, and keep up with that. And if other people aren't doing those things, then we can support them and help them to learn them, to start doing them, to start understanding why they're so important. And I think also for a lot of people, their lives have changed in some ways, probably for some people, beyond all comparison to what they were before. You might have a house full of people every day. You've got the kids there, you've got your partner, you've got you and your partner maybe trying to work, plus homeschool children, and all sorts of stuff going on. So everything's been completely kind of thrown into this state of change and potential chaos and quite intense stuff going on for people. So this support, you know, is really absolutely critical at this point. And then when we could start moving towards experiment and decision, this is really a point for guidance, or time for guidance and direction. So this is a time where self-development comes into the fore, problem solving, creativity, learning new things, you know, really wanting to adapt and change and try out new stuff. A lot of people at the moment, you know, trying to take their services online, for example, really experimenting and trying and testing and getting used to the new way. Will it work for me? Can I make it work? And having the desire to do that exploration. And I think the support here is really powerful. This is where the sort of coaching, mentoring, personal development stuff, all of those things really can play a big part in people's lives. And then when we get to acceptance and a bit of decision, so these aren't sort of specifically over one particular area of the process. Encouragement, you know, encouragement to, you know, make the decisions, have the sort of tweaked or new goals, new visions, tweaked visions, and really getting excited for the future, the potential and the possibilities that all this brings, this change that is happening, because there are possibilities and there is lots of potential in all of this. So they're the sort of support approaches that we can take for people. And I think the thing to say as well, as I said in the first video, is this isn't linear. Just because you might be experimenting now and thinking, actually, maybe I can make this work, it's very possible for us to go back down into depression or frustration and fear, especially if things change again, especially if something else happens or gets thrown into the mix that we weren't expecting or we hadn't thought about. So be mindful of that, and also be mindful of where your loved ones are on this curve. Where you are is important, but where are other people? So if your clients are in denial or frustration and fear or turmoil and depression, and you're talking to them as if they're in experiment or decision or even acceptance, they might be less likely to hear and take on board the things that you want to help them with. So hope that's been useful. Do let me know and I will catch you soon. I'd love any feedback on that, and anything else that you'd like me to talk about, just let me know always. Thanks for watching. Take good care.